all my brothers, all my sisters, all my kings and queens. It's your boy Mduduzi. Back with another video, baby. Today is Thursday, the 11th of December, 2025. You know I've been going in circles with these videos, but this is the one. You feel me? The time is about what you're saying 20 past 3. Like I'm always guessing with this watch, you feel me? But my watch is 5 minutes ahead, so probably about 3:15. As you can see by the title, everything about friendships. So let me start it here. Since it is December, right? We're coming to the end of the year. It's cliche to reflect. And I'm someone who wants to reflect because I always want to improve my life. I believe that I am responsible for everything that has to do with my life, right? And me not having good friendships, right? In my opinion, I don't have good friendships. And what I mean by that is, I won't say personally that I have friends, but the friends I do have, right? It's like we don't have a good friendship. So the truth is, the reality is, that is all my fault. There's no one to blame for it. And I feel like me reflecting is a good thing because it always gives me a chance to improve how I should be improving, right? But yeah, also a situation happened where me and my sister went at it. I argued with my sister, and one of the things she used against me is she's like, yeah, maybe you should go out and find friends. And even though it didn't hit me as deep, I won't say as deep because I know that what's said can't be taken back, right? I know that she feels this type of way towards me. And also, I'm not delusional. I understand that a big part of it is true, right? Like, that's why she said it. So it just allowed me to be like, you know what? I'm not someone to cry. I'm not someone to be hurt, right? It's for me to reflect, and I have to make the effort to have better friendships in the future if I ever want the friendships I idealistically think of, right? So yeah, let me just talk about everything friendships. You know, I'm gonna start with brother number one. I'll just give certain names like this, talking about different people. Brother number one. With brother number one, man, for me, honestly, he's shown me the most love. But a big part of it is the brother is not a believer, right? And even though that is not a big factor for me not being friends with him, because even the Bible says to go out and make friends with your money of the people of this world. So if you ever fail, you're accepted into eternal homes. That's in Luke, if I'm not wrong. So with the brother, man, like, besides him not being a believer, brother's always been genuine towards me. But it's certain things that get to you as a brother, and there's reasons, you keep your distance. So currently, I'm at a place in my life where I've learned to be alone. You know what I'm saying? I'll never force things. Like, I don't believe in forcing things. I think that's a big part of not loving yourself, to force someone to like you or to be friends with you. But yeah, like, my simple argument is, because I did so much for the brother's birthday, when I had given him this certain gift, I knew that, and this has been with all my friends, like, there's not one friend that I've given and they've been able to match my value, right? Back of what I gave. So I gave him so much, and this came from the money I had saved, right? But I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, yes, it's a good thing to have money saved. Right now. Anyways, yes, it's a good thing to have money saved, but I don't really value money like that, right? I'm in a privileged position. So it's like, for me, it's like, you know what? Life goes on. I can always get this money back. So I blessed the brother. And when my birthday came around, yeah, it's like the brother kind of forgot. Let me put it like that. But like, shout out, he did show out. Whereas, he's like, where you at? He eventually took me out on my birthday night, right? Then now fast forward, his birthday comes around, and in my mind I'm like, should I get a gift? But I'm like, just the difference of value in the gift. It's like I'm always doing more for brothers, so it makes me question, like, should I even put in that effort? You know what I'm saying? But I ended up going. I went out for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I blessed him again. But the thing that got to me is like, basically, obviously I sent a birthday message, but for him, he highlighted certain people that sent him messages, right? So certain brothers and sisters that sent him a happy birthday, he posted. And for me, he didn't post. So I'm not someone who, what can I say? I'm a realist, right? I see things for what they are. I understood that, I'm not as important to the brother. And that's okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like, with me, what can I say? I'm a realist, you know what I'm saying? I understand what it is and I take it from there. So I'm like, okay, obviously the brother doesn't see me like that, which is okay. But then it's always a thing of, it's always love, we family. But I'm like, not really, you know what I'm saying? So that's, for me, it's a thing of, I feel like it's not that I lack friendships, is I really despise fakeness in friendships. And you know what I'm saying? When I detect it, for me, it's like I just pull away. What's the use? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, there's a lot of people who have friends, but they're not really your friends. And just to segue, one of the things when I was still in primary school, a bit of high school, right, also as well, is a lot of people I was friends with, they had never been to my house. Because I live in such a small house, there was lots of us. I always had embarrassment, right, to bring them to my house. So it was like a one-sided friendship. I always went to their house, or they never came to mine. And the result of that was our friendship never being solid. Like, I remember specifically Greg, right? Shout out the brother. And he wanted to come where I live. And I didn't want him, you know what I'm saying? I was dodging it. And yeah, he was just so disappointed. To which I understood, right? And obviously we eventually fell out. I mean, I feel like if I ever see him again, we'll greet each other, but it's not a thing of I have your number, you have mine. And that for me is like, I also see my brother going through that, right? He is friends with people, but they never come to the crib. And I don't blame him, but like, idealistically, I'm looking for a genuine, we down for each other friendship. And when it's not that, like, for me, it's just like, I understand never to invest fully, but also like it's hard to consider people friends because it's like, yeah, we're friends, but what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, anyways, brother number two, right? It's like, let me quickly speak about this brother. Like, brother number two, I know him from work. I mean, we were cool with brother number two, right? Like, he didn't work where I worked, but like, he worked around where I worked. We're cool. I feel like the beginning of the end was I had borrowed the brother money, right? And what got to me is we had went out, or basically one of his colleagues, right, which is a girl, she had a birthday party to which I was invited. It was at her house, right? All the way in, it's a colored area, man. If I remember, I will tell you guys the name. But yeah, dangerous area. It was crazy pulling up. Anyways, the brother owed me money, and because I don't drink, when I had pulled up to the birthday party, he was like, "Ayo, Doozy, don't worry, I'll get you your money another day. I just had to go all out for, you know what I'm saying, this certain sister." And he had bought alcohol. For me, it was just kind of like, like, it was the beginning of the end because I was like, you know what I'm saying, to not pay me back and buy alcohol. It's just like like a funny thing, you know what I'm saying? And what ended up happening is, you know, in most my friendships, what I've realized is I've always had the upper hand. And what I mean by that is I've always had more money. And even if, let's say, you guys are earning more money or the brothers are earning more money than me, they don't have the type of spending capability I do because I still live at home, right? So if you've got bills, like let's say you earn 10,000 and your bills are 6,000 and you only have uh 4,000 to spend, right? It's different if I'm earning 8,000 but I've got 6,000 to spend. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've always had the upper hand, I believe. So with brother number two, it's like it was a constant ask of, I don't have money for transport. Can you borrow me money? Because I had borrowed him the first time. And for me, it was like, I knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Friendships are transactional, and I saw the transaction I was getting myself into. You know, what ended up happening is, you know, funny thing is, because I'm someone who, not only do I look rich, you know what I'm saying, I have spending capability. I wouldn't consider myself rich yet. But yeah, it's like with brother number two and with a couple of other people, they've always, like, this in the beginning of me getting to know them, they'll be like, "Hey, yo, Six, today is my birthday." So for me, I always understood that as to, or they trying to get something, you know what I'm saying? You know, for which, you know, I'm a believer. So in there was a certain day, obviously the brother's birthday, when we were first getting to know each other, first new to the job, and he's like, "Yo, yeah, it's my birthday today. I pulled out, some money. Let me put it like that. I blessed him with some money. When my birthday came around, right? He's like, dog, I don't really got it like that, but I'll bless you when I do have it. And now the brother really came through for me. He blessed me with gifts like the next month, right? So my birthday is on the 16th of April. Take notes. So he blessed me in May. And wait, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, he blessed me in May, and because his birthday is after mine, right? When his birthday came around, I didn't have money. Let me say I was at the end of my budget, right? But I always have money in my savings, right? I must speak that into existence. So I could have taken the money from my savings to bless him, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just also gonna just wait maybe for the end of the month, bless the brother once I get my salary. So yeah, so I just sent him a message on some now happy birthday, more life, you know what I'm saying? Shout out. And he ended up sending me a message later. He was like, and you're not gonna even bless me with 100 rand, my friend. Oh yeah, 100 rand, yeah, nah, you know what I'm saying? To which I was like, I understood what was going on the whole time. It's like but before that happening, right? I had went to a certain store to which I saw the gifts he had bought for me. So I saw the prices. He bought 2 gifts. I saw the prices of the gifts. So I understood how much he spent on me, right? Which was not a lot. So him asking for even 100 rand nyana was less than what he spent on me. Plus, you know what I'm saying? I look at it like, plus I pulled up on him, I blessed him for the previous birthday. So it's not like I owe him, you know what I'm saying? Because you may feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's just a gift. But low key, it's like, nah, you owe me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like low key is like, you owe me for this gift. So for me, that was like obviously I knew what it was. I see why. Obviously, the pursuit of friendship of me, because I am valuable. So I proceeded to be like, nah, my dog, Hadi, I can't bless you, I don't have. To which, you know what I'm saying, he responded on some, yeah. So now, I responded on some, nah, my dog, I don't have it like that, I would have blessed you. He never replied to that message. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no fool. After that, I knew that, okay, I know we're done, you feel me? Yeah, so, funny enough, man, just to talk about the different things, because a big thing is, not that I want to speak on these situations to expose brothers, it's just to talk about what I've been through. And the brother ended up leaving where I work to work somewhere far, right? Far off. But he was still dating. You know that girl I said we went to her house for her birthday? He was still dating her, and we all worked in the same shopping center, right? So even though he was working somewhere different, they moved him to a different branch. He ended up pulling through. I'm guessing to see his love. You know what I'm saying? Some other time after that, and he was like, "Yo, can you please borrow me transport money?" And this time, he says it's smoking a cigarette, and I don't judge, but I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? No way. It's like brothers are just trying to extract. No, I ain't dumb, so I just like, nah, I don't have it like that, my dog. But pretty much we were done from there, you know. And followed him, deleted the number. He later went to text me on some, hey, my dog, what's up? Then I never responded. to his message. I First time he had sent it, he had a profile picture. I had looked days later, there was no profile picture. So that's just how it ended. But like personally, I was just like, do I really want to solidify such a friendship? I don't think so, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and the brother, it's like we're on different trajectories, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a believer, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't want to sleep around, it's a temptation, but like I don't want to sleep around. And I'd say the brother is the opposite, smokes cigarettes, he drinks. So it's like, should I even make the effort? And not even that, it's like I honestly look at, I'm like a girl, you know what I'm saying? No homo pause, but like I'm looking at the brother's actions. I'm like, brother, is your actions gonna honestly lead you to a good life? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. Brother number three, man. Brother number three, we've been good for years now. You know what I'm saying? And just to sum up this thing, like, brother number three, we used to live together, now we don't. When I say together in the same complex, one of the things that got to me, it's like, even though brother number three used to check on me, even after he had left, right? He mostly reached out, even though I wasn't trying to not reach out to him. I wasn't trying to have the upper hand in any way. Obviously, there was a certain dynamic between us through all these years. So it always felt like I was trying to be his friend, right? He always had he's a little bit older, he always had the upper hand. So now that, I'm saying, we're far away from each other, it's a thing of, I feel like the dynamic, it can change, don't get me wrong, but like it always kind of stays the same. Plus, there's been two instances, right? Funny enough, one of them, I feel like it's just that I didn't go through with it. I should have cut him off already. And why I say that is, first instance, the night before, I'm watching a Black Coffee interview. Shout out Black Coffee. And he was just basically saying, it's like, your friends, they have to support you. If you're in a situation where you like, you know what, I want to move to Paris. Let's say I want to move to Paris, and your friends don't back you, they don't believe in you. That's not the right circle to have. Funny enough, the next day, I'm chilling with the brother and another brother I'm going to talk about. Yeah, it was the three of us. And I was like, you know what? I believe that, if I really wanted to, I could win a Comrades Marathon. They're like, nah, never. You'd never win it. I was like, nah, if I really wanted to, if I put in that effort, I could win the Comrades. Like, nah, you won't. Forget it, doozy. And for me, that was just like, even though we're young, even though, if I reflect, their words really had truth to it. They had truth, right? But it's like, if I really did put all my effort into wanting to win a Comrades Marathon, that was like my life goal. I believe I could have won one. I just thought I don't want to. But like, yeah, that was just like the first sign. I remember going home thinking like, you already know Mduduzi, they ain't for you, you know what I'm saying? Fast forward, second incident. Oh, he did me dirty here. There's a lot to talk about on this video, actually. I was just getting into the guys, the women. Whew. Okay, so Second situation, we went over to his house for like a braai, you know what I'm saying? And these are instances that stood out. You know, there's been many things, but these two really stood out. You know, second one, uh, so to go into detail, like, I don't even think he knows why I was so touched. And this is really me being as vulnerable as I shouldn't be. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what had happened is we go to his house for a braai, right? So it was like three guys, one girl, if I'm not wrong. But we were all friends, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of things happen, but one of the things is I keep smelling like a hint of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep smelling a hint of like, I'm looking around, like, because he has a dog, I'm like, does someone poop somewhere? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that was just like every, I won't say it was like, maybe like twice I just smelled it, like, what the hell is smelling? What ended up happening is we were supposed to go to a different location, right? We were at his house. We're supposed to go to a different location. So we're getting ready to go to the location. I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the bathroom quickly. They're like, okay, don't worry. We're going to wait for you. I ended up going to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? I initially went there to pee. But, you know, I keep smelling. So I check myself. I'm like, nah, no ways on myself. If that, you know what I'm saying? And this, I think it got to me because I don't know how it happened. It was just so confusing, like in the midst of things. So, yeah, I go to the bathroom, I pee, you know, I'm checking myself. Like, I still smell this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Let me just wipe my ass, you know, to be graphic as hell, you know what I'm saying? Oh, sharp. I'm greeting one of the brothers. Shout out Lucky. Yeah, so I was like, let me just go wipe my ass, you know what I'm saying? As I'm wiping my ass, you know what I'm saying? It's like basically a few brown marks. Like basically I had taken you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I wipe myself, I make sure that I'm clean. But in me wiping myself, I'm going like, I didn't feel myself, you know what I'm saying, release. Like, there was no point in the day where I felt like I wanted to take so I'm just confused by the whole thing. It's like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm feeling very confused, very insecure. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can imagine, like, if you actually think of this situation. So I'm just so confused, you know what I'm saying? Even though I took a little bit long in the bathroom, I made sure to wipe myself proper, you know what I'm saying? Wash my hands, obviously. I come out. I'm just so, you know, obviously I'm looking at my pants like, did I get any on my pants? Where does it come from? What the hell is going on? Why? You know, there's so many questions, you feel me? And so I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I get done with that. I go down. I'm like, now I'm still in a rush because I know we're going to the second location. I go down. There's no one. They had left me. Woo-wee! Hey, the brothers and the sister had left me, man. So, because his parents were there, I'm just so confused, you know. I get down there, I'm all alone, you feel me? I'm like, what the hell? I tried to call them. They're like, yeah, dog, we had to leave. You're taking too long. So I'm just, you know, y'all won't even understand, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm still friends with them to this day. But that's why I say I don't consider myself to have friends. Because even though we're friends, it's like, it can't be real if I went through all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah, I get down, I hit them with a call. Nah, dog, we have left. Don't try come, cause this second location, it was like a walk away, right? They're like, nah, we're just gonna be here for a short while. We're gonna be on our way back soon. Just wait for us. So here I am alone at his crib. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything, I'm just going through it. I'm like, what the hell? These brothers left me. Obviously, like, you know, in our years of friendship, I've always been considered like, you know, like, I've always been to myself, right? Like, I'm someone who doesn't mind being alone. I'm someone who finds comfort in being alone. I really don't also like being in situations where I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. So I've always been, plus I'm the young homie. They've always considered me kind of weird also as well. So you know, it's just that thing. And even, you know, that day when it came to the bride, I took out the most money. So I've always been in a position where, like, I feel like I've had to protect myself from being taken advantage of. Even though it wasn't about the money, right? It's just, it gets to you, like, when you're going out your way. Like, let's say, for example, I put down 500, everyone's putting down 100 rand. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, it's never a money thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, how genuine are the brothers for them to only pull out 100 rand? Even though that's not the exact calculations, but to give you guys an idea, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm there at his crib, I'm alone. His parents pull up, or his dad, right? His mom was there. His mom was there with a friend. His dad pulls up. I'm like there by the driveway type of thing. He's like, hey, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Why are you here alone? I'm like, nah. They quickly went. They coming back. They left me. His dad was like, oh, what's wrong with, you know what I'm saying, Katleho? Anyways, good to see you. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, I waited for quite some time. It was getting dark. I was just outside. Obviously, when they get back, now it's all giggles. Like, ish, had a 6, we had to leave you. So, you know, uh, even, you know, but this is just the reality of friendships. I'm the one who picked up, they came with my car basically. So, I took my mom's whip. Uh, I transported the rest of the brothers, right? So, we came to his crib, right? Brother number 4, if the story still goes. But brother number 4, we came to his crib. I transported everyone else. So obviously, when they had gotten back from second location, you know, obviously, like, I'm going through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad. I want to go already. They, on top of it, they're still making jokes. Like, I don't worry, it's not that bad. You know, they laughing, they giggling. So for me, it's like, after that day, it's never been the same. It's like, it never was the same. Like, even now, like, as I speak, right, there's no hard feelings towards the brother. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to link up like a week ago, you know what I'm saying? But I won't say I wasn't feeling it. Um, but yeah, like, I didn't want to go, and it was just a thing of, I skipped that. You know, I still get invited out, you know, the brothers still checks, but it's like, for me, it's just like some things that you'll never forget about, right? So it's like, I can't truly be, keep it 100, truly be friends, because it's like, that thing will never, I'll never forget it. And yeah, that's just reality, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are the things you go through, you feel me? Brother number 5, there's a couple girls walking past, but like brother number 5, right? Brother number 5, we've lived also in the same complex for a while, you know what I'm saying? Um, one of the things with brother number 5 is, brother number 5, he was acting weird. He was pulling away, and I just saw things for what they were. Like, for the most part, I was genuine, right? But yeah, with brother number 5, how our relationship went was he stayed with us, right? When I say with us, same complex, he stayed with us, and then he had moved out. But because he was stoned, right, all the times when he was pulling up, it was always on some, do you have a J? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna smoke? And if I didn't, it was like, why pull up? You know what I'm saying? To which I'm not mad at him. I've gotten to that point in smoking where if it's not about smoking, I don't want to chill. Like, I want to smoke when we chill. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, he moves back into the same complex, and I eventually end up giving up smoking before him, and I've given it up for life. On the 18th of November was 2 years this year, right, that I've stopped smoking. I don't know if he's even stopped, because if I'm not wrong, he moved out earlier this year and he was still smoking. So yeah, because he was smoking and I wasn't, right? Like, I was really on the path of wanting to know God. Like, I still haven't, in my own words, right? I haven't found God how I want to find God. I always felt like, and still feel like, even though after all this Bible reading, like I've read the Bible twice, I've fasted, I haven't found God how I believe my heart, like, I know in my heart something's telling me that there's a next level which I want to be at, right? So I was, really pursuing the Lord. So obviously he's still smoking. Now it's that dynamic way. It's like I'm the righteous friend, but we're both Christian, but like now I'm looking down on him, which I'm really not, because I've been through it. But like, now it's awkward, you know what I'm saying, because he's smoking. You know what I'm saying? With the brother, we've been through so many things, right? Like, and one of the last times I was out with the brother, I think it was the last time I went out with the brother, what really hurt me is second last time. The second last time I was out with the brother. Because in reality, I'm having more than the brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a family, we are more well off, right? As I'm saying, I'm having, right? Even though it's not a lot. So it was always more on me to spend, to have more money, right? Second last time we went out, I think what got to me is the brother he's like, okay, for example, like, I've got 100 rand to spend today. So we went to a certain event, and we had left the event, we're walking around looking for food. And I was planning on, spending maybe like 50 rand on like a proper burger, chips. But the brother was holding back his money. He was on some, like, nah, I can't spend like that. I have to save this money. And I understand the situation he was in, but he put me obviously in an uncomfortable place, because now I couldn't buy the burger as I wanted, because now it was this weird dynamic where he doesn't want to spend the money he said he has. to where I just eventually bought go slows, and the brother didn't even buy himself some go slows, which are under 10 rand. He asked for some of mine. So like I'm now feeling like, oh come on, you know what I'm saying? Dog, like and you know, also what got to me, like we ended up getting a lift from this other girl, right? Crazy story. We got a lift from this other girl back. She dropped us at a certain mall close to where she lives, right? We ended up getting a taxi back home, and there's like a journey we have to walk. So now it's dark, it's in the night. So I'm like, dog, let's go straight, because he wanted to take like some dark, I'd say like a dark road, right? Because he still wanted to smoke, right? And I'm like, hey dog, like this one puts us more at risk. We in the night. It's like, nah, let's just go this way. He's like, nah, dog, I want to smoke. So we eventually ended up going my way. But like, you know, that's just that back and forth, like, dog, I really wanted to smoke. So it's like, ish, these things get to you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, last time we went out, hey, yeah, it was always a struggle. But like, last time we went out, what ended up happening is we at this certain event, right? And this is 23, 2023, the 18th of November. Yes, sir, right? And that's the last day I had smoked weed. So what happened is, um, you know, I had I stopped drinking on the 10th of June 2023, right? So by that time I was I was pretty much sober, right? Before I had stopped smoking on the 23rd of November, that day, right? It must have been like also like a year or two. I wasn't really counting before I had stopped smoking weed. So that day, what had happened is the brother he bought some weed. We ended up going to the event. It was some good weed though. We at the event, like I'm feeling the urge. I'm like, we're surrounded by people. You know what? He's smoking. I'm like, let me smoke. He's like, nah, no problem. We smoke. I only took a couple puffs, right? Hey, you know, I was gone. I was tripping. Like this other girl wanted to talk to us, but like her energy just felt so dark. I'm like, nah, let's get away from this beat. You feel me? Then uh I'm just going through it all. It's like, even though I've smoked for quite a long time, like I even smoked way longer than the brother, right? I was deeper in it than the brother. But like, because I had stopped for quite a long time and I started smoking again, and a lot of thoughts were running through my mind, right? We at this event, there's so many beautiful girls, but like, you know, people are drinking, people are smoking. One of the things that are going through my mind is like, I'm even scared to pull out the Bible. Not that I had an actual Bible, but like, I'm like, six, why are you scared to read the Bible? Like, nah, pull out your phone, read the Bible, man. So I pull out my phone, I go to Isaiah 54, verse 17. Because I'm feeling so anxious, so overwhelmed, if I can put it like that, right? I read, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know, my heart is quieting down. But then I continue to read. It was talking, I don't know the exact verses, right? But something on the lines of, uh, you put yourself in this situation I don't know, just in my mind, right? How I interpreted it is, you the ones that put yourself in this situation, and the Lord is saying, get out from among this situation because there's gonna be destruction, right? So I read that and I start panicking. I'm like, my dog, even though there was Candice Moriselli, her surname probably changed. I'm not even pronouncing it right, but it probably changed because she just got married. And Robot Boy, who was Robot Boy there? No, I think it was just Candice, if I'm not wrong. But like, they were believers, but in my mind, I was like, okay, God brought them to this ungodly event, and they did their thing, and now they're out. We staying, right? So I get to tripping. I'm like to Boaga. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like I should be at this event. It's ungodly. I just get to tripping. I'm like, nah, I'm dipping. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like maybe 5 to 6 p.m. The event hasn't even really started. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, my dog, if you want to go home with me, we can go. But like, I don't feel like I should be here. I'm gonna dip, you know what I'm saying? To which he tries to convince me to stay. I'm like, nah, I'm dipping, my dog. He's like, you know what, dog, I'll dip with you because I'm not gonna stay here alone. Obviously now I'm ruining the whole night because I'm tripping. And I'm like, okay, dog, let's dip. We both end up dipping. We go back home. You know what I'm saying? The next day, yeah, just going through it. I'm like, okay, now I was tripping my dog. I was tripping. Now we were with like the brothers, obviously. I was tripping. We ended up going home. Then he's like, nah, but I ended up going back. I'm like, nah, dog, you capping. We went home, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ended up going back. I see a couple videos he shows me. So for me, I'm just, not that I blame him for going back. I was just so, I don't know what's the right word to use. I was just so confused because I'm like, you convinced me, you allowed me to convince you to go home, right? Which I really felt like I was doing a good thing for the both of us. Even though I can say, yes, I was tripping, we don't know. I don't know personally if I made the right choice. Yes, I went home, but like, maybe what if the Lord was protecting me from something? You never know, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of beautiful women. It was ready to go down, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like the brother ended up going back. So now, like, I'm just confused. Like, why did you come home with me if you were just gonna go back? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's like for me that didn't sit well with me. I'm like what's going on with the brother? It just felt so like fake. Later the brother did confess that, what, I understood why you went home because it was evil. Like I was even looking at this other girl and I could tell that, you know what I'm saying, it's just so sexual. But yeah, it's like, at the moment it was just so, our friendship's always been rocky. And just recently, right, the brother, he ended up moving out of the he ended up moving out. But what had happened is, I came home from work because I work part-time, right? So I work until 1. I get home. I wasn't normally going to, or me and the brother weren't linking up a lot because our relationship wasn't good. Like a couple of things I have to mention is like the brother was moving weird. So for example, I drive, right? So maybe I pull up, like he walks. So like maybe I'm driving in, coming from work, and I stop at, like, maybe I see the brother on the street. I stop. I'm like, hey, what's going on? We get to chopping it up. Then he's like, hey, dog, I don't want to hold you. Then, it's like, yeah, like, let's say a car hoots. Maybe a car was behind me. I had parked the car. Not parked, but I had just stopped, right? Then the car behind me hoots. He's like, hey, dog, I don't want to hold you. I'll check you later. Where I still wanted to talk. So that's where I saw. I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Another thing, like just simple things, like maybe he'd be like to me, my dog, I'm quickly going to the shops. I'll catch up with you later. And then that specific day or this specific situation, my mom ended up sending me somewhere. So I'm driving past, it's him and a bunch of the brothers. I'm like, why did you say you only going to the shops? So I could already tell, right? But yeah, he moved out. What ended up happening is I drive past his house. I'm looking like, what the hell? Brother moved out. Brother, what the hell? I get to texting him. I'm like, what the hell, my dog? I see the house is empty. He's like, Ish. Yeah, he sends me a VN. He's like, yeah, Ish, dog, I moved out. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? But it just goes to show you how weak foundation wise the friendship was and these friendships. So it's like for me at that point I already knew. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna I don't even consider the brother a friend. Yes, we're friends, but it's like one of those friends where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, all of these things shouldn't have happened. And even though the brother, he gave me an excuse on some, I didn't know we were leaving so soon, bloody, bloody, bloody. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, it really felt like betrayal, and I treated it as such. Recently, the brother texts me. He's like, hey, yo, what's going on? Before that, he had asked me for money, and just this whole thing. I was like, now I feel like I can't borrow you. I don't even know where you live. You're asking me for so much money. It was just like a whole thing, right? Recently, he texts me on some, where's a good dentist? Or like, what dentist did you go to? Because I was vocal about me going to the dentist. I let him know which dentist I went to. He's like, yeah, dog, I'm going to pull up that side. We're going to link up. So I sent a VN back on some, my dog, I know that you weren't working. So where do you work now? Yeah, what's going on? Fill me in, you feel what I'm saying? The brother never hits me back. The day comes when you are supposed to pull up, and even though it rained, didn't hear from him. So like I already knew what it's always been. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these friendships I've let a lot slide, and that's the reason they are where they are. Brother number 6, I feel like, there's still a lot more, right? Brother number 6, there's a brother, like, he used to stay where I stay. There's a lot of brothers. We knew each other from the same complex, right? What ended up happening is brother number 6, he was depressed. Like, his dad was coming down on him heavy because we're old, and we're at that age where parents, they don't say it straight up, but they don't want you to live with them anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's just subtle ways of telling you that, hey, nigga, it's time to move out. You know what I'm saying? So obviously our brother is going through the most with his dad. His dad is like a tyrant, in my words, right? Dad is like a tyrant. So, but his dad eventually ends up getting him a job. So I remember there was a day where my nephew, right? So my sister's child, he only, I think it was a couple of hours or one day, right? She had him, and then he passed away. We went to go bury him. That day, after burying him, I landed at the complex. He came, he was excited. Like, yo, I just got a job. I'm up now, you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, I just remember the contradiction. I was like, isn't life funny? and I wasn't going through the most because, you know what I'm saying, even though I never really knew him, as well as like it didn't affect me as much. I think it was just the situation around it, seeing my sister cry, you know, everything. But like, yeah, I was just in this. Also with me, like, I think, yeah, I remember that's the day I cried, right? One of the days I cried because I don't. It's been years since I cried, but I remember that day because my dad was coming down on me so heavy. Just confusing situation. So yeah, but yeah, the brother came. He was happy. The brother ended up moving out, right? And with the brother, I always wanted to pull up where he stays. You know, I'm someone who doesn't judge. Obviously, I know nothing. It's not gonna be fancy, whatever. But like, he was always dodging. You know, he ended up coming up. He ended up coming back to the complex. Yeah, then he was just, you know, that he ended up coming with a bankroll. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was drunk, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, he was just came through laughing at me like, you're still at home, ha 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 ha, like still living with your parents. So, you know, I went through that whole like I wasn't confused. I knew what it was, but I was just like, oh, how people changed. And that's the reality, right? So yeah, like I experienced that from the brother. Like now he's came to visit his dad, but basically, you know what I'm saying, we were chilling together. Yeah, he was just laughing at me like, damn, dog, you're still at home. He ended up leaving. He ended up coming again the following year, right? Same thing. Oh, dog, you're still living at home. Me, I'm up now. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, I'm about to buy a car. I have this much in my bank. To which I was always confused, right? Like, it was never the banter, it was never the laughter of a friend. It was like more of like a thank God I'm doing better than you. You know what I'm saying? It was like thank God, like yo, I'm better than you, nigga. So it was like that whole thing, like for me that's the main reason, like even now I eventually ended up blocking him, right? But like for me, when I always think back to the brother, that's my main point of me never wanting to speak to the brother again, you feel me? So yeah, it's like a whole lot of laughing at me, you know, and me actually just, I was like, you know, obviously also I wanted to pull up where he lives. He kept on ducking and dodging. You know what I'm saying? So his father once had caught me smoking, so his father always told him to stay away from him, stay away from me, I'm a bad influence. So I'm just like, why are you even trying to still be friends then? Like, obviously now I'm changed, right? I'm a believer, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to. It's like just this confusing friendship, man. Like, I remember one time he had came over. We had went to KFC, right? Ended up buying himself like a streetwise. I had money on me, but not a lot, obviously. But I also bought myself. But I thought he was just gonna buy for me, right? Uh, yeah, I thought he was gonna buy for me. But like, yeah, he was just saying like, yeah, you have to get your money up. It's just always been that weird, you know what I'm saying? So it's like not so long ago. I think it was last year, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, like one of these years, I just recently, if I'm not wrong, I crossed the year with him, right? I crossed over, like I crossed over with him. I was with him, and yeah, since that day, he's like, yeah, like yeah, first of January. Then I was like, yeah, let it not be the last time I see you. I still haven't seen him. You know what I'm saying? 11th of December. So yeah, just that last year, right? Last year, right? Matter of fact, he had stayed maybe a week because his father had went somewhere else. His father lives in the same complex, so his father was like, take care of the house. He has a younger sister, So what ended up happening is the younger sister has a boyfriend our age. So we all together, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Brother gets drunk out his mind, starts vomiting. I have to help him. This time I'm not helping him out of a good heart. I'm helping him on some, like, you're so weak, my dog. You're so insecure. You know what I'm saying? It's always the money chat when you're with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so for me it was always like, I knew obviously it's like when I'm up, it's never gonna be an equal friendship. He always wanted one up on me. Probably because I don't know, like brothers have their own agenda. But as I said, it was never banter of like a friend. It was always like an enemy, like, yeah, I'm doing better than you. So for me, like, yeah, the brother vomited. Brother ended up fighting with the sister's boyfriend, to which the sister's boyfriend wanted to beat him up. The sister's boyfriend wasn't supposed to be there at the house, but the sister's boyfriend was. And then the brother was on some, I should tell my dad, this guy, he's not good for my sister. Just like a weird situation, to which I'm like, you already know what to do. What's stopping you? You know what I'm saying? This time he's also, it was a lot. But yeah, like with the brother, man, like, because I'm on Insta, he kept following me and I never followed him back, because this time I had checked out. Kept following me, I don't follow him, maybe he unfollows, then he follows me again. To which recently I just ended up blocking him. I was like, because it's now December, in my own observation, I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna pull up again. I don't want to go through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I want a new life, man. So it's like, he's probably gonna, he wants to pull up, the same thing. I'm still living at home, and he's probably gonna, they want to joke about it again. You still haven't gone nowhere with your life. Even though I've done much improvement, I haven't moved out from the crib. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I won't allow myself to get put down. Like, I already see the agenda. That's what I'm saying. It's like, am I really friends with these people? Yes, I could consider them friends, but it's like, is this really friendship? Like, no ways. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to me to reflect and always become better. Brother number 7, right, is quite a long story. But basically, I think I want to end it with him. But yeah, brother number 7, he knows himself. Our friendship, how it came about is, yes, we knew each other in high school, but like, he wanted to start a podcast. He knows I'm also a believer. He's also a believer. So it was a thing of, at least do this thing together, which we did. Even though it was only one episode, right? We tried it out. There was a lot of things. From my side, I'm gonna just be one-sided. If he ever watches this video, he's obviously gonna know what I think. But like, from my side, it was a lot of, what, like, he has a car, I don't, right? So even though I drive, it's not like I can just hop in the car, be like, I'm off to Sandton. I still have to get permission from my mom's. I have to be on a good page with my moms, or otherwise there's this whole, you know what I'm saying, but in Tutuzi, you never do what I want you to do. You just, so even me asking for the car, it depends, you know what I'm saying? Because if we're on bad terms, I don't want to ask for the car because I don't want to need anyone, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm still staying by the crib, but once I'm on my feet, it's like, if we don't have to talk, I'm just gonna never talk to you if you don't want to build a healthy relationship. So it's like, the brother, he has a car. He picked me up, we did like a a whole video shoot basically for the podcast. You know what ended up happening? Like, we shot all the episodes at his house, you know what I'm saying? There was a time where he wanted to pull up to my crib. It was raining. But I'm just like, hey, dog, it's not the right time. It just, the situation wasn't it. And like, I know the brother, he kind of felt like, you don't want to let me come to your crib. What's going on? So it was that whole thing of like, I'm holding back. I'm holding a part of myself. To which it was just truly, it was better for us not to have gone back to the crib. I don't want to explain it much, but anyways, what really got to me is during the podcast, I was confused because I always wanted to, meet up in person. What ended up happening is, we met 3 times, if I'm not wrong, before shooting that one episode we have out. But yeah, it's like, I always wanted to meet up in person with the brother and the sister we shot it with. I was like, why are we, but the brother wanted to do meetings. He didn't want to meet up in person. So that got to me. I was like, what the hell? Like, it just was weird for me at the time. And funny enough, later at a certain point in our friendship, I was the one who didn't want to meet up. But now it wasn't from me not wanting to be out and about. It was just genuinely from a place of, I don't feel like this friendship is solid. I don't want to. So maybe he felt like that. I don't know. But like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I'm going to speak of the bad, but it wasn't all bad. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that got to me, and always when I think back, is like, at the end of the day, the brother has a car, I don't. So every time we have to go somewhere, it's awkward for me asking like for a lift. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I felt like, for example, right now I'm in a home cell. Before I had joined the home cell, I made it clear that I didn't want to join because I don't have a car. Then they were like, you know what, don't worry, we'll pick you up. So it's gotten to a point now, I say home cell, but that's not really what it is, right? But it's gotten to a point where now I have to be like, hey, yo, can you pick me up to this certain person before they pick me up? But this is the whole reason I don't want to join, because I've been through it. I know how awkward it is now, even though it's supposed to be a norm that when are we picking you up? Now it's a thing of I have to ask like, when can you pick me up? So it's the same thing with the brother, right? He has the car. Every time we went out, it's like, yes, I can take my mom's car, but I expressed it that I rather not, because now brothers, and I understand maybe from his perspective, he didn't see why. Like, he's like, problem to Duzi can take the car. But like, in my shoes, it's like, I'd rather not take the car, right? But then it's gonna seem like I want to use them. Yeah, so a certain situation happened where we were supposed to, at Newtown, they were hosting like a podcast seminar. I told him about it. We were supposed to go together. On that day, I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought we're gonna go. He's like, nah, I thought we were gonna go with your mom's car. And I thought, for me, he was just kind of beating around the bush with it. It's like, he sidestepped it. So I was just like, why would you think? It's just, one of those things that it decreased the trust level. I don't know what it's called, but they say when there's a friendship or relationship, the trust is at like 100% basically. But you know, if you've got experience in life, maybe you'll put it at like a 50%. I trust this person. But whatever actions that are negative, it decreases the amount of trust you have in them. So that was like a major thing that just decreased the trust I have in the brother. You know what I'm saying? um yeah, it's just like it always felt like, because he had the car, yeah, it was just a thing of ish. Yeah, also like, you know, the brother, we've been out quite a number of time together. The first time, what ended up happening is, yes, I understand the excuse. The brother, he cut his hair just before going out with us. But obviously the flaw in that is, you never know how long the line is gonna be unless you have like an appointment with the barber like at 11. But if you just go at 11, you know, it's a Saturday, there might be like 10 people in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, the first time we went out with the brother, it was me and a couple of the homies, right? Some of the brothers I've just spoken about. The brother, we waited like, let's say he said he's gonna be there at 11. He pulled up at 3 p.m., right? So it's like, even though his excuse was, I know, my bad, I didn't know how long I was gonna be at the barber. Whatever, it was not so much as the incident, right? But it was like, even communication with him is like, he wouldn't text back. We're calling him on some, where are you, dog? It's like, ish, I'll be there now. Hours passed. And for me, it's like, I don't blame him, because I've also been in that situation with my boss where like, I'm late. I don't want to say that I'm going to be like 20 minutes late. So I'd rather be like, I'll be late by a few minutes than I'm 20 minutes late. But like, now as brothers, it's like, it's different with the job. Like, there's much respect. But like, ish, yeah, it felt, you know what I'm saying? He was, the second time we had went out, right? He was late again. Even, and it, you know, the apology is just a hard day, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember the third time we went out. This was the final time, if I can put it like that. The final time we went out was with this other girl. And you know, like, I won't blame the brother for this, but like, he introduced me to, when I do a girl version, right, of this everything friendships, because here I'm just talking about the men. He introduced, I won't say introduced, but he brought both of these girls into my life, which I went through the most with, right? I won't blame him for it, but like, that was also kind of like a thing of, what the hell is happening? Like, me and the brother's friendship is not solid, plus these women. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the last time we had went out, it was me, him, and this other girl. He took hours. Like, he said to me, we're going at like 11, right? And what I heard about this, it's not a big thing, but he said, we're going at 11, and I hardly go out. So my sisters were also going somewhere that day, but I was like, you know what? No, I cannot. You know, when it comes to bathing, there's only one bath. So they were like, Tutuzi, let us bath. You take long. I was like, nah, I have to bath because I'm going out at 11. So the whole time I was bathing, it's a thing of hurry up, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? So it was this whole commotion at home, like, you know what I'm saying? You're taking too long, we're going somewhere. But I'm also like, nah, I'm also going somewhere. To which the brother only came like, let's say at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. So firstly, it's that whole thing of, I bathed first, but you're not even going at 11 like you said you were going. You know, even after that, you know, with all this, like, I even ended up getting into bed because I'm like, nah, the brother's disappointing me again. I got into bed. Then obviously the moms is like, weren't you going somewhere? Why are you sleeping now? And he eventually pulled up, you know what I'm saying? I got dressed, we went out, but there was no apology. So it's things like this where, even though it's not such a big factor, it's like, you know, the trust factor goes down, you know what I'm saying? So trust factor just keep kept on went down. You know, there's many other things. You know, also, like, I feel like maybe the favors he asked from me, it felt like he was using me in a way. Uh, yeah, it's just also like, honestly, it's like before, like, we had he used to time delay his messages. Basically, he used to say, I take 2 to 3 business days to reply. But for me, it was a thing of, you're not that busy though. Like, that's how I always felt. So I was like, is it a thing on purpose? I don't know. So that thing also, it never allowed us to connect because I never got answers the same time like I wanted. Like, even with calls, I wouldn't get through to him. And with me, like, I'm not demanding, like, but it's just like, why? If it's, I feel like the brother's not as busy, right? So it's like, for me, it's like, why are you doing it? Is it purposeful to increase your value? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, also, it's like, what did I want to talk about? Yeah, there was a certain time I wanted to go out to 4 ways more. I was just so frustrated from being at home. You know, I called the brother twice. He didn't pick up. I left him a message. He only responded, like, if it was not the next day, on some, hey, you called me, what was going on? So it was things like that where I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Man, even though it's no beef, you know what I'm saying? I don't judge the brother, nor do I blame him. But yeah, it's just these things for me that slowly were the beginning to the end. Another thing is, yeah, in our conversations, right? So, uh, there was just subtle messages that I always wondered what they meant. So, uh, I said he introduced me to 2 girls where they really changed my life, right? A lot of bad things happened in the different friendships with them. But like, I'd always vent to him about the certain girls. So maybe girl number one, right? I'd be like, hey dog, girl number one did this. I don't know what it means. And he'd just be like, hey dog, ish, it is what it is. But for me, I was always confused because I was like, okay, we're godly. All of us are godly, right? All of us are godly. How is your friendship like? If I'm doing right, like, there's no malice, right? There's nothing wrong I'm doing in the friendship. So what does your guys' friendship look like? Because what the hell is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for him it was always a thing of, hey dog, nah, just let it be. You know what I'm saying? Like, with girl number one, right? Yeah, dog, just let it be. I don't know what's breaking with her, but like, it is what it is. To which I'm like, okay, whatever. Girl number two is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like she's doing this. It's like, yeah, just uh, learn. He said, he made a comment one of the times. It was something on the lines of, yeah, so girl number two was just being weird. And I had spoke to him about it, right? And he's just like, hey, dog, you know, I just learned from girl number one what you went through with girl number one. You know, there was a certain time I had called him about girl number two. I was like, hey, dog, I want to talk about girl number two. She's moving funny. He's like, hey, dog, I gotta go. So these things just confused me. I was like, what's going on with the brother? I still feel like the brother likes girl number two. I won't even lie to y'all. So I was like, because it's like you guys clearly can't have a good friendship when I'm a good person and this is what I'm experiencing from her. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, it's just that weirdness. Like, what the hell is going on here? To which eventually, you know what? I just ended up no more reaching out to the brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just, like, for me, it just got to a point where I was like, I feel like it's not worth it. So I stopped reaching out to the brother. And also, the brother, I feel like, what I didn't mention is the brother he's a bit stubborn, right? Since I'm putting it all out there, like there was a lot of things in the podcast that I feel like he didn't really take my opinion on. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, it's my way. I understood that it was his vision from God. So it was always a thing of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, it's my way or the highway. That's why it's like, for me, it's like I feel like I couldn't really. It's like, even with the whole, I ended up leaving the podcast, right? Not for anything he did, but because I was getting certain revelations. I was like, "Dog, I don't feel like this is the right way." But like for him, it was like, nah, dog, it is. So it's like, you feel me? It is what it is. Another thing, yeah, it's just like, eventually I gave up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then we went. It's been months we hadn't spoken, and you know, he reached out to me the other day, to which I just said I was going through things. But like, it's like, I'm at the point now where it's like, for me, it's like, you see, like, it's not that I'm lonely, it's just that I choose to be alone, because all of these things are not how solid friendships should be. But then, even as I wrap this video up, right, been a long video, but what I will say with all these brothers, man, it's like I mostly spoke of all the negatives. There's a lot of positives that are left out. And you know, I feel like that's just how it is as people. We see, like in a relationship, we don't see the 90% of good. We always see the 10% that's done bad, right? So I'll say that, as well as, you know what I'm saying? In reality, I really feel like you are the reflection, or the world is a reflection of you, right? So me having all these shaky friendships, the reality is just I'm shaky as an individual. That's the reality, right? It's like, even though I don't feel as shaky, I must be a shaky individual. Because if I was solid, by now I should have had solid brothers around me. But it just goes to show that I have so much work to do, as well as I'm not who I thought I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a hundred, you know what I'm saying? And even if, let's say, I was 100, I had to go through these experiences to later find the characteristics that I'm looking for. The way we keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, even though I feel like I've been done dirty, it's not so much on the brothers, but more on me, right? Like, it's my fault. I should have left at certain points, or I should have just kept it real. Like there's a lot of things I didn't say. There's a lot of things I shied away from. I should have just been 100, like, and I'm the reason, right, that I have no friends, as I say. So I have a lot of work, much work to do. But from my perspective, like, this is just everything about friendships. It's your boy Mduduzi. I'm out. Peace.